Hello, Virgo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what does the divine need you to know right now? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading, as well as the overall theme for the reading. We'll be diving into the tarot deck I already have shuffled, as well as the decks I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Virgo, I feel like this is going to be a fantastic reading for you guys. I mean, I was pulling cards and I was like, dang, all right, go Virgo. In your guys' recent past, you have keep your heart open with honor your feelings. Something in your recent past wasn't really going the way that you wanted it to, or didn't go the way that you wanted to, and I feel like it caused a lot of emotions to come up, a lot of feelings to come up, a lot of, fear, uncertainty, sadness, whatever the case is, disappointment to come up. Now, this keep your heart open card, it really feels like there's this need to, keep your heart open. Keep it. Don't let whatever happened close you off from the potential. And I feel like if you're able to do that, you're going to see that good things are coming. But it's really easy when you're in that energy of feeling, overwhelmed emotionally, to allow it to dictate your movements, choices, and decisions. And that is typically when we get into the energy of sabotage. But if you're able to work through your feelings without believing that they're telling you a truth, well, then that's where you're able to keep putting one foot in front of the other on your path and allow yourself to, open up to the opportunity of getting to where you're trying to go anyway, believing the universe has your back. Now, in your current energy, you have step up and lead with think it through. You are not realizing yet that you are way more in control of your circumstances than you think you are. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are in control of what happens to you. It really does mean that you are in control of your response to your reality and your beliefs around your reality. Remember, your perception is how is your reality, however you perceive your reality, whatever you believe about your reality is going to be what you experience. Now, in your current energy, I feel like there's some action that you're needing to take, that you either are needing to take or you are taking or something. And with this think it through card, I actually feel like you've done a lot of that. You've thought it through. Like, this doesn't feel like it's like, think it through before you take this action. That's not what this energy feels like. It feels like it's saying, you've thought this through, and now it's time to step up and lead. Now it's time to take the action moving forward. And that action, it seems, very much pays off, because in your immediate future, you have be proud of yourself with be humble. I like these energies because it's like, be really proud of yourself, but, stay humble. Because I do feel like there's a lot of good things that can come from this step up and lead energy. I'm not necessarily sure what that is yet. We'll see when we dive into tarot. But I do see that you have, this creates the opportunity for blessings to come your way, because then you have assurance with infinite blessings as the overall theme for the reading. So it almost feels like it's like whatever blessings come from this action provides you with assurance of the action. It reassures you that you took the right steps or something like that, just like when you start to see these blessings coming through. Now, you don't want your perception to ever really rely on the outcome, right? But sometimes it can certainly help to watch, things pay off for us to start to have a little bit more faith in our path. So let's see what you're dealing with here, Virgo. Keep your heart open with honor your feelings. Recent past for Virgo, clarifying, keep your heart open with honor your feelings. Recent past for Virgo, please. A lot of overthinking. See, that's what I felt. You've done the overthinking. But then you have this artist card. It's something you're trying to create. Overthinking, something you're trying to create, something you're trying to manifest, to bring into reality. Do we need anything else on these cards? But then you're hitting a lot of obstacles with it. The obstacles are causing you to start to doubt yourself. That's why you have this overthinking. Because you've thought about a million ways this could go right and a million ways this could go wrong. And you know what? You're probably not going to be right about any of them, right? It's kind of the way it goes. So it feels like you've done the overthinking. And now it's time to take the action. But let's get more, because you were experiencing obstacles in your recent past, and that they were happening for a reason. It's almost like you needed to overthink so that you stopped overthinking in a way. Let's get more for Virgo's recent past, please. Recent past for Virgo. There's the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's almost like the universe needed you to slow down. You needed to slow down because I feel like you were trying to move too quick, or you were trying to do too much at once, or you were trying to get there too fast or something. And so the universe kind of put obstacles in your path to slow you down for a reason. But what is that reason? Can I get more on this Knight of Swords in reverse? More on this Knight of Swords in reverse for Virgo. Because you needed to work through fear. You have the Eight of Cups with the Moon. It's like you were trying to go so fast so that you didn't face the fear, because you were like, maybe if I beat my fear, like running from fear almost. Like you're like, if I can just get to this obstacle, this outcome, then I won't be so afraid of whether or not I'm going to get to the outcome. But that defeats the purpose of the whole thing, right? You've got to face the fear in pursuit of the outcome to achieve the outcome. And so your recent past, you experienced maybe, several obstacles or one big obstacle that was causing you to slow down. You needed to slow down because you weren't, it's like you weren't facing. I said this at the beginning. You never want the outcome to dictate how you feel about your reality. You want to know that you're going to get there without having to have proof of it, right? Is essentially what I feel like this is saying. But it's almost like whatever obstacles that you were experiencing, they needed to happen because you needed to face the fear that these obstacles brought to the surface. Let me get more for Virgo's recent past. There's the High Priestess in reverse. And you were having a hard time tapping into your intuition because I feel like your intuition was trying to tell you that everything was fine. But your overthinking led you to kind of allowing yourself maybe to get a little bit too buried in your fear. Interesting. That's a really interesting kind of energy. Let's see if we can get more for your current energy here, Virgo. You have Step Up and Lead with Think It Through. Think it through with Step Up and Lead for Virgo's current energy. Current energy for Virgo, think it through with Step Up and Lead. So Queen of Swords in reverse, and then the Devil with the Nine of Wands in reverse. These obstacles triggered this devil in you. We all have a light side and a dark side. It's the whole thing. Can't have the dark without the light. It almost brought to the surface, it's like these triggered this, whatever these obstacles were, it brought your shadow side to the surface. And it did that so that you could deal with it. You needed to deal with it. You needed to deal with the shadow side of you, this devil in you. Because this devil in you, it was keeping your heart closed off. That's why you had to keep your heart open. It was keeping your heart closed off to something. Maybe good changes, though. It's like your shadow side was protecting you from the good stuff. Is there anything else here that Virgo needs to see? The Devil with the Nine of Wands in reverse. That doesn't make any sense. Can I get more on that? Oof. More on this Ace of Wands in reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay. More on this Ace of Wands in reverse, please. The Devil energy was keeping you from your own happiness, from your own fulfillment. It's like, okay. There's the Chariot. Okay, I did make sense. You have the Chariot in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse. this devil energy, it was keeping you, and that can be like attachment, codependency, addiction, some aspect of you that you're not very proud of, if I'm gonna be honest, was brought to the surface through this. And the reason for that was burying it and trying to just push past it wasn't getting you anywhere. You needed to face it. You needed to bring it to the surface. And in your current energy, so this brought it to the surface, and now it's almost like you're working through it in your current energy. You're working through this devil. You and the devil. It's like you versus the devil here. But it's the devil in you. It's the devil in you. You are going up against this devil in you. Now that could be manifesting as another person. For instance, if you are dealing with like what you believe is a spiritual connection, the other person is the manifestation of your shadow side. So if they're very triggering or something like that, that could be the case. But it's giving you more insight into you than you realize. This is like you versus the devil. But that's why you have to step up and lead. Let me get more for Virgo's current energy. This reading kind of took a turn. Oh my goodness. 1 second. I need a different table, guys. I need a whole different setup. I gotta set this whole thing up every day, and it is exhausting. It's really not. It probably takes me a grand total of like 20 minutes to set up and take down, but not even that. Let's get more for Virgo's current energy. So you versus the devil in you. This is such an interesting reading. Can I get more for Virgo's current energy? Oh, okay. Can I get more on this? Just to make sure. Because you were what you've been trying to build on an unstable mindset. Not that you are unstable, but you've been trying to build on a mindset based on limiting beliefs. I don't know what those are. That's kind of depends on you. But this mindset, it's basically like if you didn't slow down, you were headed for this tower. This tower was inevitable if the universe didn't slow you down. And maybe you feel like you experienced a tower, but not to the extent that you would have. And a tower is like things falling apart, things kind of coming crashing down on you. If you didn't face this devil energy, if you don't work through it, this is inevitable. This would have been inevitable. But I feel like you are working through it. So it's almost like you're avoiding like you think that an outcome, like things didn't work out, but they actually worked out because things could have turned out a lot worse than they did. That's what I'm getting here. Things could have turned out a lot worse than they did in some way, shape, or form. Current energy for Virgo. Like, for instance, this is just something that's coming to mind. It's not necessarily the case, but like say you're in a relationship with someone and that relationship falls apart, and through the fallout or the whatever, you start to really see the kind of person they are. You start to see that they're not a very good person. They're vindictive, or they're harsh or harmful or a little bit manipulative, or whatever the case is. And so you feel like things fell apart, but it's like at least you weren't with them for longer, where you guys had kids or you owned a home together, or there were more obstacles in the way that made it difficult to get away from that person. Now that does not have to be the case, but that's just the example I'm giving of like things might have happened that didn't turn out the way you wanted, but you were actually avoiding a much bigger disaster, if you will, than than would have, yeah, like you, I'm not going to say be grateful for it, because that sounds very insensitive, but it's almost like things could have been a lot worse than they actually turned out. Current energy for Virgo. Things are at this pause right now. You're kind of working through, it's like you're working through the not so great changes that took place. You're working through, it's like dealing with the aftermath in a way. But then in dealing with this aftermath, it's almost like you're actually setting the stage for the good stuff. So dealing with what has happened is actually creating a solid foundation for a better future. This is my energy of blessing in disguise. This Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This feels like you don't realize it yet, but what happened was a blessing in disguise. And maybe you will never really see that. Maybe you will never really understand that. But that's where that faith in the divine needs to come in. Let me scooch on over to Virgo's immediate future, clarifying, be proud of yourself with be humble. Be proud of yourself with be humble for Virgo's immediate future, please. Immediate future for Virgo. There's the sun. Oh my gosh, look at that. These obstacles, whatever this was that you dealt with here, it is literally leading you to the sun. It's leading you to this happiness. Whatever didn't work out, like worked out for the best for you here. Now the sun, it might take some time, for it to, because, when I talk about recent past and immediate future, recent past can be anywhere from like last couple weeks or months to like the last couple years. So same thing with your immediate future. It doesn't mean like this is going to happen tomorrow, right? Immediate future for Virgo. So your immediate future, so far is very, very positive. This is for Virgo's immediate future, please. It's like, here comes the sun. The moon. This is talking about, okay, so there's the King of Pentacles and the moon. This feels like, this is again alluding to your shadow. This isn't talking about what's to expect. Can I get more on this? This is saying, this is what will lead you there. The moon with the King of Pentacles. But you've got to shift, so you've got to shift your perspective on what you're currently dealing with to get here. You've got to look at what you're going through, this you against the devil, right? Like that's what keeps coming to mind. Like you against the devil, you versus the devil. It's not that it's happening to knock you down or to knock you out or to make you feel bad or to take away, I don't know, like it's not that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And when you can see that, you will start to shift things in the direction of this sun. Because right now I feel like you're just kind of looking at it from a place of like, man, this really sucks. And maybe it does really suck. I'm not trying to take that away from you. The way you feel about it is absolutely valid. But you have this sun and the moon, right? Those are opposites of each other. You have the light and the dark. You can't have the light without the dark, right? You have to face the dark to bring about the light. That's literally what this is saying. And you are in this energy of facing the dark to bring about the light. So it's not that you're going to be stuck in the energy that you're in forever. Don't think that. You're actually creating the opportunity for this light to come in by facing this devil energy. This is I hope this reading is making sense. I feel like it's confusing, but it makes it's like makes sense to me, but it's really hard to verbalize. All right, immediate future for Virgo. And it's interesting, yeah, I just noticed this. In tarot, I mean, this is 18, and then the moon is 18 and the sun is 19. The moon has to come before the sun. The darkness has to come before the light. It's always darkest before dawn, right? The darkness has to precede the light. So you are having to work through this darkness to get through the light. But here's the thing. You have overthought this into oblivion. You have overthought this. You have allowed your mind to run away with this over and over and over again. You've done the thinking. It almost feels like now you need to just move forward. Like, and I know that that's not easy to do. Like, I don't know. It almost feels like there's this like don't allow this devil energy to hold you back anymore. You overcome it by accepting it and moving past it. You don't overcome it by winning a battle. Like, it's not about winning. It's not about, like, I don't know how to put it. It's like, I know I keep saying you versus the devil, but it's almost like the dark and the light. This is such a confusing reading, and I really hope this is resonating for someone out there. But the dark and the light, they have to both exist. And you have to, learning how to hold them both is the most important thing. Learning how to hold the fear and the faith at the same time. Learning how to hold the dark and the light at the same time is so important. But the darkness is what is getting you to the light. So the more that you can shift your perspective on that, the more that you can open yourself up to allowing the light to come in. Immediate future here for Virgo. The Five of Wands with the Empress in reverse. Clarifying this message for Virgo. Oh, okay, no. You're trying to bring about the light. That's your goal. You want to bring about the light. But you've been stuck in this darkness because this darkness is keeping you from being able to choose yourself, to being able to put yourself first, your happiness, your desires, your path first. This devil in you is causing you to settle. It's causing you to sabotage. It's causing you to choose situations and people that don't align with you. And so that's why you're having to face it, because you're having to get to know it, almost like getting to know your dark side, getting to know your shadow side, so that it doesn't control you anymore and you can open yourself up to the light. I don't even know if anyone has made it to the end of this reading. I hope someone did, because that was confusing. I hope that the way I explained it made sense. So with this, be proud of yourself and be humble. It's almost like you overcome this devil. You overcome this devil, and that brings about these blessings for you. It brings about the sun. I feel like I just talked in so many metaphors. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna hop on over to the extended. I'm gonna clarify this, get some clarity on this reading. Pull some advice card, and then I have an actual advice card to pull for you at the end. Thank you so much, Virgo, as always, for the support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Virgo.